Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to play some music, then we'll talk about the stream. We're going to figure out songs by ear today. Of course, people are coming in at the beginning of the stream. But I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to figure out songs by ear. Exciting announcement, I am in my new home studio. First video in the new home studio here, aka where I live out in Northern California. So things are still kind of being set up, working out some kinks, but I think I got it worked out. I've got the electric and acoustic setup sort of working here. And anyway, so I'm going to talk about some theory about how to figure out songs by ear, and also, maybe more importantly, I'm going to figure out songs by ear in the live stream. So please stick around for that. You can request a song. For now, why don't I start us off with a loop that I just made, just messing around, warming up and stuff, and I'll do a little bit of music, and then as people come in, we'll do some songs. I'll learn them on the spot, and we'll see how that goes. So. We have a 1, 1, 6, 4, 5 progression. Turn off the loop and I'll talk about it a bit. So, hope everyone's doing well. Sunday afternoon here. Tune it up a little bit. New strings on the Taylor. New strings on almost all my guitars. A couple days ago I did kind of like a stringing bonanza. I strung up all my guitars and stuff. That's the downside of having a lot of guitars, is you gotta keep them having new strings on if you want to play them all and have them sound good. So that's a 1, 6, 4, 5 progression. One thing you can do to start learning songs by ear is basically understand how a key works. You'll notice I capitalized key on the title of the video. Now you really need, you need to have skills in a key. So what that means is, if you think about the key, that's sort of your root, right? That's your tonic, your home base, and that's your 1, right? So if I'm in D and I'm messing around, and I have a chord progression, I want to see it all relative from the 1. Smash that like, as some YouTubers say. Hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. Subscribe. And say hi. We may not get a bunch of people on a Sunday afternoon, so we'll see. But I need to start streaming more and get some more live interaction going. So every thumbs up helps. So if I'm in the key of D, that would be your 1 chord. and then understanding the 4 magical chords of a key, so to speak, meaning just the chords you see in every pop song, basically. The 1, the 6, the 4, and the 5. Doesn't have to be in that order. And obviously it can be a bit outplayed after a while, but if you have a D major, you'd want to count to your 6. So you can either count up to 6 through the letters or down from 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or D, E, F, G, A, B. So you'd have a B as your 6th chord. And we know the 6th chord is always minor. Not always, but in diatonic harmony, meaning if we don't change the notes of the key of D, it'll be minor. We're going to stick to diatonic in this demonstration at least. So you'd have a 1 chord. If we're in the key of a major key, then we know that diatonically, which is a fancy word for inside the key, we'd have a 6th chord that's minor. All right? So one exercise you could do to train your ear is simply go back and forth between the D and the B minor. Now you'll notice the way I'm fingering the B minor, sort of a fingerstyle way to finger it here, it's basically a D triad over a B bass. So there's a D chord fingered in a strange way, and then a B minor with the only note that's changing is the bass. D, B minor. You'll see that play out in other keys as well. If I'm in the key of C and I go to A minor 7, the only thing that changes is the bass. So I go C, A minor 7. And the top notes, meaning every note besides the bass, don't change. So that's the beginning of Hallelujah. So another example is G to E minor. So the relative key of G, the relative minor of the key of G is E minor. So if I just change one note, the bass, I automatically have the 6th chord. So you'll see that the 1 and 6 chords are basically very few changes. You just have the bass note changing. And that's something, might be overly simplistic to say that, but that's something that you should start right away, is training your ear to recognize the relationship between the 1 and 6 chords. And you'll see that major and minor chords are kind of mirror images of each other. So, moving on our song journey here, if I have a D major to B minor 7, right? One chord to 6 chord, with a nice little backbeat. Then I go to the 4 chord, and the 4 chord is D, E, F sharp, G. F sharp, you may not know key signatures, so if you just want to count the letters for now without sharps and flats, do that. Don't let theory stop you, just get to the music. So D, E, F, G is fine to say. Then you'd know that G is your 4 chord, and we know that if it's diatonic, we have the 1, 4, 5 chords are major, 2, 3, 6 are minor. So there you go. Train your ear with a little bit of theory, not enough to scare you away, but just enough to point your ear in the right direction. I have a lot to say about the ear. The ear is incredibly smart and knowledgeable. It knows what it likes. It knows if a note is out. It knows if something is major or minor. Our mind may not understand that, but our ear does. And that's something I can start to talk about later and prove as we progress in our stream. So 1 chord, 6 chord. A good example of how our ear knows if it's major or minor is if you did Happy Birthday in minor, right? You would know something was off, should I even do it? I don't know. Happy birthday to you. Okay. We would know. Our ear would know, even if we don't know the words to describe it. So, 1 chord, 6 chord, 4 chord major, 5 chord major. Just made it a sus. Always a nice thing to make your 5 chord a sus if you want. Okay, so then when I solo over it, I know 1, 6, 4, 5. Then if I think, how would I solo over this? Well, D major pentatonic is a good place to start. Another place to start is the chord tones of all 4 chords. So that was more the chord tone approach, or just straight D major pentatonic the whole time. Now you may think, I don't know major pentatonic. I know minor pentatonic. Well, there's a quick fix for that. First off, you should learn major pentatonic from the one. But if you really need to, just because it's more important to play than to think, right? Just play, play, play. The quick fix of that is just play the relative minor. Okay, so that's B minor. So if you're in the song of D and you want to rip some minor pentatonic, no problem, just play B minor pentatonic. Now I don't recommend that for the rest of your life. That would be a sort of a quick fix to get you playing right away. Because really you just got to play. And we all know deep down that if you played long enough, we all have busy lives, so this may not be possible, of course, but if you played long enough and you were sort of young enough and you had that ability to learn really quickly, you wouldn't even need any theory. You just play, 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 and like Tommy Emmanuel or something, you would just know it all. But you want to give yourself a couple quick tips to quickly get your ear going, because your ear is king, you know, and your mind is serving your ear. So how do you translate this into a practice routine? Well, if you're playing D major and you want a solo minor pentatonic, you could do D minor pentatonic. That's a slightly different topic. It's more of a modal mixture or blues kind of thing. But what I'm talking about is if you're going to play a major scale, but you want to play minor pentatonic, you would do the relative minor, which is B minor. So that would sound like this. If I just do position 1 of B minor pentatonic, it should sound good over this, and it will. 3, 4. See? So, there's our little introduction. What we're going to do is some live transcribing, live figuring out songs by ear. So start leaving some comments of some songs you want me to figure out by ear. And we'll have a little, we'll test my ear. We'll see, you know, if the teacher can back up his words, right? So if you want, you don't have to make it a hard song, just any song that you want to learn. You don't have to, like, you know, try to prove me wrong, but you can give me any song that you're interested in, that, you know, if you want me to try to transcribe it by ear live, I will. I think I'll do this more than once, so we'll do this today and we'll try it out as maybe even a series, who knows. So everyone's quiet today. Say hi. So I have my delay pedal set up here and my Big Sky reverb. So what you can do with this delay pedal, it's the flashback. I can set a tempo and then set the subdivision with that tempo. That's pretty cool. So here's a, let's turn that loop down a little. Here's a D major song. It's just power chords. I just came up with it now. But we have some chords outside the key. So we have D, A to G, that's the 5 and 4, flat 7, 4 to flat 3. So what that tells me is if I have 1, 5, 4, I'm thinking major. But as soon as I see this chord, that's a C chord. So that's a flat 7. So in minor we have 3, 6, and 7 are flat. So if I see a flat 7, I can now play some minor pentatonic safely. Then I go 4 to flat flat 3 is the minor note. So now I know that not only is minor good, but major is not even an option over this chord, really. Alright, so let's see what it sounds like if I do a little bit of soloing on this. So that's called modal mixture. So I can take D major and minor pentatonic and mix them. So if there's no requests, I can play some songs for you. You can just enjoy your Sunday, but name a song, pick a song you've been trying to learn or that you're just interested in seeing be played. Can't speak today. And I'll try, and I'll put it on the radio here. I'll put it on the speakers and try to transcribe it. So, yeah, let me know. And let me know how you're doing. How's your weekend going? Any jazz standards? Yeah. Yeah, jazz standards. I'll play someday. My prince will come. I'm working with my student at St. Rosa Junior College, which I just started teaching at this year, and we're working on some solo arrangements. So I'll play some someday. My prince will come. I could use my 335 if you want to hear the electric. Let's try it on the acoustic, then I can switch. So 1, 2, this is a jazz waltz. There's the head. Let's turn off this delay and reverb. It's freaking me out. So I've stayed the head. In jazz we call it the head, which is the melody. And now I'm just riffing. It's basically soloing. When I play at a restaurant or something, I'll start by comping the chords a little bit. Comping is a jazz term for accompanying. In this case, I'm accompanying myself. And then I'll start doing some single lines. I solo a bit, then I'll kind of restate the melody. That's generally how you play a solo arrangement, you know. Someday my prince will come. So, we have a comment here. My weekend's been fine. Been tracking some pop songs on the guitar. Do you ever plan on putting some arrangements tutorials up on the channel? Been tackling the nearness of you myself. Oh yeah, nearness of you. Who does that? Oh, Nora Jones. Yeah. Well, yeah. Good question. I have done arrangements. In fact, a lot of arrangements. The Patreon is the place where you can find those arrangements. I have done a Nora Jones arrangement. Don't know why. I'm quite happy with. You know. Although I think I did it in an open key, didn't I? Let me check, because I've done so many I forget, and I've also done them in different keys. I don't know if I did that in B flat or in a different key. Let's see. Oh, I did it in G. Yeah. This kind of thing. Oh yeah. You know, that kind of thing, and then. But really, what I like doing too is the chord melody. If you go down to the second page of that arrangement on Patreon, I kind of do a chord melody here. I haven't played in a while. You know. This pre-delay is way too long here. Oh, it's just the effect. I'm gonna switch that to room. It's a little better. Yeah, thanks. That was great. The tone reminds me of a lot of Ted Green. Oh, I love Ted Green. Oh, capo was on the 3rd fret. Oh, that's why. Yeah, that's why it was, because I knew it was B flat. That makes sense. Yeah. So, cool. Any other requests? Yeah, I can play jazz standards all day too. That would be fun. Still kind of getting used to these pedals. I don't use them a lot. Tune up a little bit. So maybe I'll talk a little bit more about some theory about how you would transcribe songs by ear. It would be great to do an example of a song I don't know that well. I guess you did mention in Nearness of You. I could do that one. Let's see here. Why don't I try to transcribe the Nearness of You real quick? And you know,
a lot of people don't know.
Oh gosh, no ads, please. It's kind of easy to describe something if there's a practical use. Practical example.
It's not the pale moon that excites me.
A jazz standard, I mean, a jazz song like Norah Jones is probably not the best to Breaking Me, Johnny Long. Let's do that, because a jazz song, the Nearness of You, is going to be tough because it's a whole different skill set to transcribe a jazz chord progression. Let's do Breaking Me, Johnny Lang, okay? Excuse me. Okay. So, so far we have that. Now, what's going through my mind when I transcribe a song and learn it by ear? I've never heard this song. Oh, well, now the requests are coming in. Yeah, MK says, got it, jazz is always complicated. Yeah, kind of. That's a fair assessment. So I'm looking at Breaking Me by Johnny Lang for the first time. So what's going through my mind? What are some things I can teach you today? Well, one thing is you've got to understand where home is. All right, meaning where's the one chord. So that has to do with trial and error. All right, this is something I've been doing for a long time, and I've always had a pretty good ear. Just, I hate to say naturally, but it's somewhat true. So you would want to go through each note until you find the key, right? So there's a bass note and it sounds right as the chord progression plays. Now a few notes might sound right, so you want to find the note that sounds the most right, right, or the most home. Not like, which also sounds good, but see how the difference there? This wants to go somewhere. So that's the key. It's the one chord. Happens to be the first chord of the song. Summer asks how long until I got to this point. Well, I've been playing for 22 years. I would say though within 3 or 4 years I was able to learn songs by ear pretty decently. Not jazz songs, pop rock songs. But you know, who knows? I mean, I say that now, but when I was 18, 19, 20, I was writing a lot. I wouldn't say I could just figure out songs by ear super fast, but I was getting there. So I hear this. I hear the melody there, and I hear the bass here. You think about the melody and the chords. Sorry, the melody and the bass with the chord in between. So I hear a 1 chord, 6 chord, meaning A minor, 5 chord, and we hear the notes notes he's playing on the guitar. All right. The rhythm is different than what I'm doing, but now the bass comes in. The bass is your friend. You hear the bass notes? It's going C, A. You hear that A? G, F. Piano's doing nice little dancing notes. The guitar is kind of picking, kind of minimalistic. Right? So you don't need to do much work on the guitar if you have a band going. Yeah, 5 seconds flat. Yeah. So that's kind of what you want to do. You want to listen for the bass. Now the vocals are coming in. Everything, whenever the vocals come in, a lot of times the arrangement thins out, right? We don't need the piano and guitar playing the melody. The vocals are the melody. So now we can still assume that it's the same notes. A minor, 5 chord, 4 chord. If I was a lead player, I might play some triads. You know, that kind of thing. I'm all in the key of C. And I know intimately the 1, 6, 4, 5 chords because I've played them a million times, right? I've been playing gigs, and the reality of gigs are you're going to play mostly pop rock. You're going to play mostly 1, 6, 4, 5, 2, 3, diatonic progressions, and blues kind of breaks the mold. Jazz even more so, but so you just get to know this language very well. So just play songs and analyze the chord progressions. And then play over them. Just have the recording go and create your own part with it. Now here's the bridge, or pre-chorus. Two chord. That's a D minor 7. G sus to G. So how would I learn that part? Well, I hear D minor. I find there's the bass. Now he returns back home. You hear the bass go here. It's major. Now he goes all the way up to F. But you're making me, or you're breaking me, whatever he says there. So that's a 4 chord. I find the bass note. I figure out diatonically would the 4 chord be major or minor? Well, it's going to be major, unless it's a strange chord that's outside the key. Back to the 2 chord. Now he wants to go back home to the main verse, so he goes to the 5 chord, which always takes us home. Not always, but sometimes. So the bridge, without hearing the recording, is. Sorry. So it would be 3, 4. Back to the 2 chord. Now he wants to go home, so 5, Jesus, back home. Back to C, A minor. Okay, so you get the point. 1, 6, 5, 4. That piano is just going, Let's find out what that piano's doing. Ding, ding. That's just a, way up there. And then, oh, that's a 4. That's a 4. So we went. So you can even transcribe melodies. When I say transcribe, you don't have to write it down. You just play it on guitar. And then he goes, da, 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 the piano. Okay? So you can transcribe chords and melodies using this approach of finding your 1 chord, finding your key, and then basically working from there. If you know where home is, you can know where the vacation spots are. It's like the key is like, I like to think of an astronomy metaphor. The key is the sun, and the planets and the orbits and the comets and even the moons of the planets, those are all different chords you can visit. But everything comes back to the core, to the center, to the tonic. All right? All right. How about Norman Soldier by Mark Fry? Okay. Nomen Soldier. Maybe you meant nomad. I'll just type in what you wrote. By Mark Fry. Okay. A Norman Soldier. Okay. This looks like it's not a very well-known song. But yeah, I've never heard of this guy. Cool. Let's try it out. Short song. Oh, excuse me. Can't stop yawning today. So find the home. Yes. Find the home progression, and the bass line is a guide. Yeah. Very, very nicely, succinctly put. Find the home, and you listen to the bass. You know, I can't say that enough. When I'm listening, especially for jazz or something very complicated, or like a, you know, Jethro Tull or something progressive, it's really tough to figure out. Then I listen for the bass, and the bass is your friend. So let's try this out here. This is A Norman Soldier by Mark Fry. Never heard of this guy or this song. Okay. It's the same man it's on. But that's pretty much it so far. There it is. They're using a capo. They're using a capo, I can tell, because they're basically playing some sus chords and stuff that would be impossible. So I'm kind of just thinking about the capo. It's either first fret G, probably that, or it's fourth fret key of E. I don't think it's that, so I'm going to go there. So what would I do? Well, first off, without the capo, I think find the root. So I hear this is the root. Not only the root, the tonic. Then I hear this chord. It's just a whole step down. So get to know intervals, right? I mean, gosh, so much to say in this lesson, but you could think about intervals as a key aspect of this. I know the distance between notes fairly well. So there's something called a major second, which is just 2 frets down, or 2 frets up. You want to know that sound from any point. That's a major second. That's a major second. So I hear the chord progression. Try to get that in your ear over time. You know, you just jam those 2 chords. Put the guitar down. Can you hear those chords? Back up. Try to hear that major second. Then I hear the 4 chord. I just know the 4 chord, right? I've trained my ear to know it. So there you go. Then I put the capo on because no one likes to play bar chords. I'm joking. Some people do. Right? That kind of thing. do another one. One thing you can do to improve your ear is try out different chord progressions in a diatonic key. So if I say I want to do that progression, 1 flat 7 4, I would just do a loop and start to play over it and try to train my ear. That's D, that's E to D sus to A sus. Then I would just start to play chord tones over that. Down a whole step, down to the 4. Notice how I'm doing E minor pentatonic there. You can always do minor pentatonic. We have a funny comment here from Jasper saying, love the channel, just don't talk about difficult chords. Just show the grips. We have no idea. Nobody here. Popcorn. Love that comment. That's hilarious. Even when I'm sleeping. Leonardo's Bride. Okay, so first off, Summer Wine. Sounds like a fun way to spend my summer days with some summer wine. Says Isle of Skye by Magna Carta. Okay, and then MK says, MK shoots back at Jasper saying, talk about difficult chords. Yeah, I'm more inclined to talk about them, so I'll go with that. And then he's got one, Even When I'm Sleeping, by Leonardo's Bride. All right, let's do them all. We're going to do Isle of Skye. You guys ever have that thing with your pedals where when you have reverb pedals on an acoustic, as you speak, it gets reverby because it's picking up? Hey! Okay. My mind works in funny ways, I guess. All right, we're going to do Isle of Skye, Magna Carta. Here we go. Okay, let's see what this is like. Also a not well-known song.
The daily agony of frequent...
Oh, there's the ads. Gotta have the ads. Here we go. A, E minor,
Bird ride on the water,
A major,
sea
Nice.
roll on
C.
the shore.
Sorry.
Bird ride on the water, sea roll on the shore.
I like that. So,
Girl with eyes of the morning, singing she climbs the hill.
nice. So, come on, water, come rising, come rising. Oh, and then it goes back to E minor. All right. So, what's going through my mind when I learn that song, right? First off, ignore the fancy finger picking for a second, because what matters is not necessarily every little detail, but the big picture. When you have a big picture, you have key elements rising to the surface. Now, what I mean by key elements are Roman numerals. Not the sexiest name ever, but Roman numerals are what the chords are. So, what did I say before, right? If you've been here with me since the beginning of this stream, since the beginning of time, we have the first priority is find the root, find the tonic, I should say, find the tonic. Hey drawer, I gotta learn how to say your name more correctly. Because it's not drawer, it's gotta be drawer. So I'm just gonna say that. Good to see you. So you wanna find the home key. Now for me it's top priority, okay? So we have the one chord, it's E minor. And then it goes to A. Now I talked about intervals before. That's the interval of a fourth, all right? You gotta train your ear to know what a fourth is. Lucky for us guitarists, the guitar is tuned in fourths. E to A is a fourth. A to D is a fourth. It just so happens that chord progressions often go up in fourths, right? Think about the blues. 1 chord to 4 chord. So, now, what's interesting about this is we have, if you think about the 4 chord in the key of E minor, normally it would be A minor if you didn't leave the key. So what happens is if you have a 4 chord that's major, the song is now in Dorian. Okay? It's not in Aeolian. So modes, whole different topic, but the mode of minor, the modes of minor are Aeolian, Dorian, and Phrygian. For now, there's others, but when you have Aeolian, it's the natural minor. It's the pop minor. It's the, no surprises minor. Just, here's the chords. Okay? But then if you have a major, or if the 4 chord is major, you switch into Dorian. Why? Because if I think about what Dorian is, it's a natural 6, a major 6. So that's a C sharp, way up here. And the A chord has that note. Alright? So, I go to A major. Once you hear the bass of A, what would you do with your ear? You would tell yourself it's got to be either major or minor. So you try both. One of those sounds right. It's the major. Jasper's sleeping. Okay. Well, have a good nap. I'll keep talking about theory if you don't mind, though. We got to talk about it here and there. Now it goes to C to G. Otherwise, you can just try to figure songs out without any theory, which is possible. So, let me know how that goes. C to G. Flat 6, Jasper, to flat 3. Your favorite topic. All right, so. All right, so that's what we have. All right, let's go to another song. Yeah, only 1, 2, 3, major and natural minors. Yeah, okay. So we've got Vampires by Jason Isbell. I love Jason Isbell. Okay. Haven't done any of his songs. All right, I got a special treat for you, Jasper. I'm not going to mention Roman numerals. I'm just going to learn it, and we'll see how the demonstration goes without me talking about any numbers. Let's see. Okay, I have heard this song in full disclosure, but I've never learned it on guitar. Here we go. Ooh, beautiful. This is going to be harder.
It's not the long.
He's in drop D at the very least. I'm not going to go to drop D, I think.
Rolling dress that you're in.
Okay, so let's hang here for a second. All right, let's try drop D. Let's see. Here we go. great progression. Yeah. He might be in some sort of open tuning here because I'm hearing open strings. Ooh, and then that's gotta be sorry. See, that's the problem with drop D. It messes me up. Yeah, that's it. All right, so now we're to the verse. So what I did here is I figured out the intro, normal tuning one step. Well, now I'm hearing a D bass, Jasper, so it can't be standard. It's got to be at least drop D. Oh, you're saying down tune the guitar one whole step? Oh, I see. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Well, I'm not going to do that because that would completely whack out my neck tension. But, so what's going on here is, that makes sense, yeah. And then, second half, and then he goes in the chorus first. Yeah, I hear you, Jasper. It's one step down. So that would be Jasper's choice of no Roman numerals, just figuring it out by ear. However, for everyone else, I do recommend thinking of Roman numerals. All right. So to each your own. I would say Roman numerals sound scary, but they're really not. You have 7 letters, 7 numbers. That's it. Thanks, There So love Jason Isbell. Great choice there. Okay, what else? So far, I haven't completely, failed. Of course, there's always details, right? I'm probably getting some rhythms wrong, or maybe I'm not, completely capturing exactly what string or even the tuning. But the point is that the essential elements are, what's the time signature? Well, it's 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what's the key signature? Well, we're in D minor. Now, if you tune your guitar down a whole step, you're in E minor. So you always want to be wherever the guitar is. All right. If I don't tune down, I'm in D minor. Here's the 1 chord, 5 chord, flat 6. It's just the key. So, one more time, one more chance. Okay? One more time, one more chance. Who did this? Okay, who is that? Bayasoku, 5 centimeters. Bayasoku, 5 centimeters. Okay, cool. Check it out.
What makes a trip?
So we're gonna try this one. It's Masayoshi Yamazaki. Perfect. Okay. Sounds interesting. Let's try it out. Oh boy, this is going to be nice. Ooh, that's a nice chord right there. Okay, so let me try it out. So. Yeah. Come on. there. Augmented. Okay, so I'm hearing this. And then nice. Great thing about these chords are you have open A and D strings, and we don't use the open strings enough. So we have an A and D chord. I hear the bass. Okay, starts to train your ear for the bass. If you pick out anything from my lesson today, listen for the bass and build your chord from there, major or minor. In this case, we have more than major or minor, so that's not enough, right? So we have A add 9. Okay, it's just the name of the chord, but it is an add 9. There's the 9. So then it goes to an augmented. Anybody know what augmented is? By the way, check out the Patreon where you can find arrangements that will hopefully train your ear, and music theory study guides that will train your ear. Patreon.com/mtguitar. If you're a patron, say hello and advertise it for me. It's really appreciated, all the patrons. It makes such a huge difference to my ability to do this. So I do A something interval. Yeah. Right. Well, an augmented is a sharp 5. All right. So that's a good guess there. It's a sharp 5. I wouldn't call it a sharp 5 interval. That's where YouTubers sometimes teach incorrectly. It's just a sharp 5 from the root. So from the root, it's a sharp 5. Okay. But interval is distance between any two notes. So here's a sharp 5. Now it goes to a 4 chord, but I hear the melody go up to this note here. Then the 4 chord goes minor. You see? So 4 chord major and then minor. And the melody, you can all pick out one note melodies probably better than chords, right? So just pick out that melody. It goes down to here. So then add that on top of a D minor. So we have one chord, 4 chord, okay? Listen a little bit more, but I think that's the gist of it. What's that? Ooh, yeah. That's nice. So let's learn that section, all right? I gotta tune up first because... Oh no, it's just that the tuning is a little sharp. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Okay. Hold on a second. So we have this chord. What's that chord? F. Nice. That's beautiful. Okay, so we have and then back. See? So after, this is the section, and then it goes to 3 chord, 6 chord, 2 chord, flat 6. So that's outside of the key. So we know that's outside of the key because it sounds strange. See, so our ear knows more than we realize. Our ear knows, and yeah, I can play the Go Dan. I'll do that in a sec. So so our ear knows that chord is so cool, right? It's often the coolest chords that are outside the key. So we're prodding along. This is all diatonic, 3 chord, 6 chord, 2 chord, nothing crazy until here. That's a flat 6. That's in the minor key of A major. So you want to learn the chords in the key of major and minor so that you can access them. Yeah, so let's go to the Go Dan. I'm gonna soon sign off because it's been an hour. So I've got all these guitars behind me, as you can see. Hopefully you can see. Let's see. Can you see? Let's stand up and show you. So I've got the Sur Strat, the Go Dan, which I'll pick up now, my old nylon from Spain, my Gibson ES335, my Epiphone Jazz Box, my Mexican Strat, my PRS Silver Sky. Now this is going to be a tuning fiasco because of the nature of nylon strings, and I've strung up these guitars, and so we're way flat, I'm sure. Got a head scratch, yeah. That's good. He's talking about me. That's funny. So hopefully this is a fun way to spend your Sunday afternoon. The Sultans of Swing video I posted did pretty well. That's good. Glad about that. Of course I could plug it in. Let me see. Oh, excuse me. Bump my knee on the table. I'm gonna put this down, turn off the speaker so I can unplug my Taylor, and then plug in the Go Dan multi-ack. So first I need to do this. Then, sorry, I know that's probably loud. And then I can unplug this. And let's see how this, I'm kind of curious actually because I haven't heard it in a while. Let's see how this Go Dan sounds. Anybody own one of these? These are pretty fun. Plug it in, he says. Yep. Okay. Back to the speaker. Oh yeah, it's hot. I can feel it. It's alive. We could probably turn that down a little bit. So easy to play. Okay, yeah, MK's asking, can I tackle the next part of the song? Sure. Let's look at that. Same thing, 3, 6, 2, flat 6. Oh. I see. Rick Beato calls this a line cliche. So let's see. So far we have find those chords. They're not in the key. B minor. It's leading to a B minor. It's like a cadence in B minor now. So B minor. Then he's going to go to B minor major 7. B minor 7. E. So that's F sharp to B minor here. Then B minor major 7. Don't say it every day. To B minor 7 to E. Now I'll shut up and just play it. That kind of thing. Beautiful. Ooh. G. That's it. That's it. G. Okay. So, what I did there is found out that this is changing to A major 7. Here's a cadence to the 2. Flat 6/5 to 2. That's called the Andalusian cadence, although it was just a fragment of it. Then another line cliche, when you descend, one note, one fret. So I went from B minor major 7, B minor 7, to E, which is the 5 of A. I know it's a lot of theory, but you know, it's just part of the deal. So. Once you learn it though, you can see it as a language. That kind of thing, alright? So I think we'll probably call it there. We didn't get a ton of people at the same time watching, but we had a lot of great requests and a lot of good times here. I'm eager to get some sunlight in before the sun goes down here in California, so I'm going to head out, take a little walk, and breathe in some fresh air. But yeah, really appreciate all the support. Really appreciate you hitting the thumbs up, checking out the Patreon, subscribing, leaving a comment, checking out some other videos. We're sort of on a nice little momentum here with the channel, and it means a lot. All of you just help keep it going, which means the world. All right, so thanks so much for joining, everybody. And yeah, great suggestions here. I had some fun learning these songs. Remember to listen for the bass, learn the chords of a key, 1-4-5 major, 2-3-6 minor, learn intervals, and if you want help with all that, go to the Patreon. And I'll have some study guides there for you on all those topics. All right? Any other last questions or comments? I think that's probably it for today. Cool. Good to see you all. Some familiar faces, some new faces. And yeah, look for some new videos coming up soon. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful night. Bye.